the 2-hour mystery. Why not you? She met him 2 hours ago. Now they're in her apartment. Lights off, music low. And you've been texting her for weeks, taking her on dates, complimenting her, respecting her space. But every time you lean in, she pulls back. She says, "You're sweet, but I'm not ready." You watch it happen again and again. Some guys barely try, and they win. Others pour their hearts out, and they get ghosted. What's going on? Here's the brutal truth most men never hear. It's not about your looks, not your money, not even your charm. It's about what she feels when she's around you, and what she doesn't feel. This video will show you why women say yes to some men instantly and no to others forever. Not with tricks, not with manipulation, but with the inner calm, presence, and unshakable self-worth that Stoic psychology builds from the inside out. Because if you're done being the nice guy who gets left behind, it's time to understand the invisible forces that turn attraction into desire in just 2 hours. Let's begin. Part 2. She doesn't listen to your words. She feels your energy. You told her she's beautiful. You said you care. You even texted good morning every single day. But deep down, she wasn't listening to your words. She was feeling your energy. See, women are biologically wired to sense emotional states. She can feel if you're anxious. She can feel if you're desperate. She can feel if your self-worth depends on her reaction. And the moment she feels that, she pulls away. Not because you're a bad guy, but because your energy signals something she can't trust. Now here's the part most men miss. The guy she slept with in 2 hours? He didn't say anything magical. He didn't look like a model. But he had something powerful, internal certainty. He didn't seek approval. He didn't try to prove himself. He simply existed with calm, grounded presence. And that presence made her feel safe and drawn in. Stoic philosophy calls this ataraxia, a state of inner peace untouched by external chaos. And modern women, they crave this more than abs or pickup lines. Because it's not what you say, it's what your energy says when you say nothing. So calm is the new alpha. How Stoic energy triggers deep desire. So many men believe they need to impress a woman to win her. They think it's about showing off success, flashing confidence, cracking the right joke, making the perfect move at the perfect time. But the truth, real attraction doesn't come from performance. It comes from the presence. The man who draws women in instantly doesn't try to be someone. He just is. And that energy, calm, self-contained, grounded, is magnetic. Women don't want chaos. They don't want emotional volatility or someone who's always chasing validation. They want to feel what they rarely feel in this loud, fast world. Peace, security, strength without words. That's where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon. A Stoic man doesn't chase pleasure. He doesn't fear rejection. He doesn't live for the approval of others, especially not from a woman he just met. He walks into a room and doesn't need attention, and that's exactly why attention finds him. This isn't arrogance. This is calm alpha energy. The kind of energy that says, I'm whole without you. I'm grounded in myself. I welcome connection, but I don't need it. And guess what? That energy creates a vacuum. It stirs a woman's curiosity. It makes her wonder, who is this man who isn't trying to win me? In a world full of men who try too hard, the Stoic man is unforgettable because he doesn't try at all. And when a woman feels that difference, something shifts. She lets down her guard. She leans in because she knows without you ever saying it. This is a man who won't break under pressure, a man who can hold space for both her fire and her softness. And that's when attraction becomes desire. Our hidden trigger. Number 1, emotional anchoring, the feeling she can't explain. Have you ever heard a woman say, "I don't know why, but there's just something about him"? That something, that unexplainable pull, is rarely about looks or charm. It's about the way you make her feel in your presence. Let's break this down using Stoic psychology. You've probably noticed, when a woman is with a man who's insecure, she becomes unsure too. When she senses neediness, her walls go up. But when she's with a man who radiates inner peace, confidence, and stillness, her nervous system starts to relax. That's called emotional anchoring. It's when your energy becomes her emotional reference point. And in a chaotic world, the man who offers calm becomes irresistible. Think of it like this. When you're centered, unbothered, and grounded, you unconsciously send her a message. I am safe. I am steady. I don't need to impress you because I already know my worth. And guess what happens? She begins to anchor her own emotions. To that feeling, when she's around you, she feels more at ease. She laughs more, breathes slower, feels more feminine. Why? Because your masculine presence gives her permission to let go. This isn't manipulation. This is leadership of the inner world. And it's deeply attractive. Most men try to spark attraction with tactics. The Stoic man cultivates it with his presence. He knows that when he controls himself, he influences everything around him. He becomes the eye of the storm, the calm in her chaos. And once she's emotionally anchored to you, she won't even fully understand why she's drawn to you. Only that she feels better when you're near. That's how instant desire happens. Not through force, but through emotional gravity. And Part 5, hidden trigger number 2, the power of non-reactivity, the mystery that draws her in. There's something primal about a man who doesn't flinch. He doesn't overreact. He doesn't chase validation. He doesn't crack under pressure, especially when things get emotional. And in today's world, that kind of man is rampant. Most guys, the second they feel rejected, ignored, or challenged, they react. They raise their voice, get defensive, or pull away out of fear. But the Stoic man, he observes, he breathes, he stays still. That's the power of non-reactivity. And it's one of the most sexually magnetic traits a man can possess. Why? Because it signals emotional mastery. It tells her, without words, I am not controlled by your moods. I'm not shaken by your storms. I am the mountain, not the weather. Women don't always test men on purpose, but unconsciously they want to know, can this man hold steady when I can't? If you get flustered every time she pulls away, if you chase harder when she gets distant, if you argue just to prove your point, she doesn't feel safe. She feels like she has to be the strong one, and the attraction starts to fade. But when you remain calm, even in emotional chaos, you give her a gift no other man gives her. Stability, leadership, strength without control. That's what keeps her curious. That's what makes her lean in. Because you're not reacting to her. You're responding to life with actual wisdom. And it's mysterious. Because in her world, most men are ruled by ego and emotion. But you're ruled by values, by presence, by something deeper. And that's what makes you unforgettable. The return to self. I am enough is the real magnet. Here's the truth no one tells you. You don't need to be taller. You don't need more money. You don't even need to be better than other men. You just need to be full within yourself. Because when you know you are enough, everything about you changes. You stop chasing approval. You stop fearing rejection. You stop molding yourself to fit what others want. Instead, you become solid. Not arrogant, not cold, but quietly confident, because your worth is no longer up for debate. This is the essence of Stoic masculinity. You don't try to control the world. You master yourself. When a woman meets a man like that, she feels it. It's in the way you walk into a room, the way you speak without trying too hard, the way you smile like nothing's missing, because nothing is. See, most men operate from scarcity. They think, if I don't impress her, I'll lose her. But the Stoic man says, if she doesn't see my value, it's not a loss. I'm still me. That energy, it's rare. It's magnetic. It's what makes her wonder, what does he know about himself that others don't? And that's when attraction becomes inevitable, because you're no longer trying to be chosen. You've already chosen yourself. Shuan, Stoic love. The man who doesn't need to win wins the most. Attraction isn't about tricks. It's not about pickup lines, money, or fake confidence. It's about one alignment with your values, your emotions, and your identity. The Stoics taught us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Real strength is in mastering yourself. And in love, that couldn't be more true. Women aren't drawn to perfection. They're drawn to truth. And truth lives in a man who knows who he is. A man who speaks with intention, acts with purpose, chooses stillness over drama, and refuses to lose himself just to gain someone else. Because he's not afraid to walk away. Not out of pride, but because he knows his peace is priceless. That kind of man doesn't chase love. He attracts it. And more importantly, he keeps it. Not by control, but by character. So remember this. You don't become irresistible by trying to impress her. You become irresistible when you stop needing to. That's Stoicism. That's masculinity. That's the man she never forgets. Nana, this is your wake-up call. If this message stirred something in you, a voice you haven't heard in a while, that's not an accident. It means you're ready to stop playing small, ready to stop chasing and start choosing. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be present, to own your story, to speak your truth, to walk like a man who already knows he's enough. And if this video reminded you of that, then do something about it. Like this video. Not for the algorithm, but because it resonated with you. Share it with a friend who needs to hear this. Subscribe. Because this channel isn't just content, it's a movement. A place where men become stronger, wiser, and unshakable. Because the world doesn't need more noise. It needs more men who are silent storms, calm on the surface, powerful within. So take this moment, not to escape your life, but to return to it with clarity, power, and peace. I'll see you in the next one.